waifus, trade fights for better views. We both need something new. Maybe we should just tell them.
Hello, hive-minded readers, and welcome to the Books and the Bees podcast. Just like bees play a crucial role in pollinating flowers and sustaining life, books pollinate minds and nurture the soul. We see the connection between the two, the delicate dance of ideas and stories that enrich our lives.
I'm Cody.
I'm Hailey.
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome!
Yo, episode 58. I had to look at our notes.
58?
58.
Let's go!
Damn, we're like getting ready to retire.
Yeah, we're so old.
We're so old.
We're so old, we don't know how to use computers. We're complaining about changes every day.
Mm-hmm. Complaining about our kids.
Yeah, not seeing our grandkids ever. How our kids don't come around. Yeah. They must hate us.
100%.
Yeah, the price of groceries. How dare they?
Looking at outside our windows to stare at our neighbors and all the stupid things that they do. Yeah,
watching birds. All of a sudden for no reason.
Yeah, which I do now.
Cody's well on his way to oldhood. Yeah.
Did I tell you? Oh, I thought a cat was behind me. I remember not long after I turned 30, all of a sudden I was like, I wonder what kind of bird that is whenever I walked by a bird. And that's how I became a birder.
Oh,
and no. I told this experience to someone else and they said, I had the same thing. I was around 30 and all of a sudden we're like, I wonder what kind of bird this is. And we both had become casual birders. And I think that's really fun. Yeah.
That's hysterical.
It's really fun. I even have an app. It's called the Merlin app to track my birds. And outside this window, actually, right next to me, I can usually see some cardinals and some woodpeckers. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gonna get a bird feeder.
Cardinals are pretty too. Oh, you guys have the southern birds. Ugh.
Yeah, I love cardinals. They're beautiful. They're so pretty.
Yeah, we always had
fucking
cardinals.
Loud, though.
They are loud. You know what's so funny? This is kind of a little bit of a tangent, but also kind of a personal thing. So growing up at the high school that I did, we had gang members, and the cardinal tweet is a gang whistle. Just saying. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
That was banned in our hallways, but yeah. I mean,
it is it's like a car horn almost. It's very loud, and I could see that being a game.
Yeah. It was. We moved when we moved to Illinois. I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What the hell?" And then I was like, "Oh my god, that's their gang whistle." And my one of the gang members, my nickname from him was Blue Eyes. He called me Blue Eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, and I helped him with his English.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's sweet.
Keeping it real. Keeping
it real.
For those of you listening who maybe for the first time, I am a white girl. White, super white.
We're both very white people. Yeah.
Yeah, but I did grow up not in the hood, but we did have gang members at our school. So.
Yeah, we had them at my school too, but they were, as far as I remember, they did not have the whistle. They had the Raiders stuff, the Cowboys stuff, that was a big thing, and the South Park logo, the S.
Oh yeah.
Was it South Park? Is that what it was called?
South, I don't know, but yeah, I know what you're talking. It's the South Side S.
South, yeah, yeah. That was really a big thing and shit like that, but I don't remember cardinal bird calls. That's really funny. I don't want to replicate the whistle, but I can do the whistle. Yeah. We were not allowed to wear gang colors in our school. You couldn't wear all blue shirts. You couldn't wear all red shirts. No colored laces. Either. Bandanas were banned. Funnily enough, in our high school. Same. Yeah. Bandanas. Mm-hmm. Bandanas.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yep. We had that. I even remember I took woodshop my freshman year of high school, which was really fun, by the way. I loved it. And he had a scale to weigh stuff, and it got stolen. And it was the last period of the day, and we all had to stay after class.
Oh no!
Until someone, I don't even remember who it was or like what happened, but we had to stay until they found it because obviously they were going to use it for like weed or something. And yeah.
That's so
it
funny.
was not fun for me because I took the bus and I had to get a ride home.
Oh, that sucks. Oh man, riding the bus, not fun.
Yeah,
those were the days.
It was an experience.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Yep. What I would give to ride a bus again. Just kidding. I wouldn't at all. Yeah. Would not at all.
What a historical thing though to bus riding and our current Black History Month.
Yes, very true. Very true. Yeah, it's still Black History Month. Happy Black History Month.
Yeah. Happy Black History Month.
At the tail end of it by the time this podcast comes out. So.
Yep, last week.
Yeah, last week. In that mindset, should we jump into what we're reading?
Yeah.
All right. Hailey, do you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. I'm not reading any books to do currently with Black History Month, but I am reading more Mafia books. So
shit, you're like in your Mafia era.
Yeah,
right
yeah, like gang adjacent.
Yeah.
which no, because they talk about there in the most recent book that I just finished, which was the second book in the Kozlo Empire by Monica Kayne. They did deal with the Colombian cartel. So
oh
yeah,
wow.
There was Colombian and Mexican cartels, and I was like, no.
Dang.
So we're kind of on par. We're kind of on theme, but
unintentionally.
Yeah. But yeah. So I'm now on book 3. I've been slanging those, but like, listen, I've been going through them. But they're good. Like objectively, from like a posh standpoint, people probably be like, this is not that great of a book. But I really like the characters, and I like they're very, very smutty, very smut forward. Yeah, so there's just one of those like palette refreshers, you know, like where you just like need like not an easy read, but you know what I mean. I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful to the author because I think they're good books. Because if they weren't, I wouldn't read them. But yeah, so I'm on Fierce Vow by Monica Kayne, and it's the 3rd Mafia book. And basically these books are Russian Mafia brothers, and their like love interests. And it's like dual POV, so it jumps back and forth between the two main characters, the woman and the brothers. But it's really good. Lots of action. Lots of like, you know, freaking espionage and like gotta go get the girl and that sort of thing. So yeah, they're really
very
good.
Cool.
Yeah.
So are all these a 5 on the honey scale?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Honey and Frenzy. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Very good.
Love a honey and Frenzy.
Yes. They're pretty good. No saying. But yeah, what are you getting into, Cody?
So I have 2 books, and they're kind of with the theme of Black History Month. I am also a little bit into a palate cleanser because I've been reading a lot of sci-fi fantasy this year so far, and I kind of wanted to take a casual book, so I started a romance. It's a gay romance called I Think They Love You by Julian Winters. It's a Black author and a Black, all Black main characters, I think.
Let's go.
I'm probably about, it's really good. I'm about 30% into it. And the premise is the main character is the son of a CEO for this like party throwing company, like a high-end scale, you know, like party planning group.
Like Hamptons.
Yeah, like they throw parties for rich people, and they're very well known. Like the family's well known, and the son Denz is kind of a slacker in a sense. He works for the company, and he's good at what he does. He does the social media stuff, but nobody really takes him too seriously. And his father announces he's going to retire, and the son, Dens, decides he wants to be the new CEO, but he's competing for it with his sister, who he loves, but she's very good at her job and has been active for a long time. And so in order to try to win the CEO job, he decides he needs to pretend to have a boyfriend. And through some fun randomness, he ends up pretending to be a boyfriend with an ex that he was in love with previously, but that person moved to London and broke it off with them before.
Aww.
So yeah, and they were like college sweethearts and dated for a while, and then he moved to London and they broke up. So now they're pretending to be together again, and they're acting like they're gonna end up together, but of course, who knows how that's gonna go. So excited to read it. It's really cute so far. It's definitely like a casual read. It's supposed to be spicy. Haven't gotten any spice yet, so I can't rate it on the honey scale, but I've been told, according to the website that I saw the review on, it's like they put it as 4 chilies. So,
oh shit.
I don't know what that means for me, but so far it has not been any sex on the page. So
wow.
Right now I can't really rate it, but yeah,
sounds like
good. I'm really
such a
enjoying
good book. Oh my gosh.
It's very cute.
I might have to put that on my TBR.
Yeah, it's really fun. And then the other book I'm reading is actually a collection of stories, or essays, I should say. It's called Those Who Labor for My Happiness by Lucia Stanton. And it is about the slaves at Monticello that worked for Thomas Jefferson. So,
oh, shit.
It's a book that I've been wanting to read. I heard about it when I toured Monticello over the holidays. And it's very dense, but it is really interesting. Obviously, I'm in the area, so it's very like historically relevant to the area that I'm in. And Thomas Jefferson was a pretty terrible person when it came to owning slaves and the things that he did. So there's a lot to learn there, and I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. I'm really early in the book because, one, it's super, super dense. And there's a lot of names and things like that. So it's hard for me to just read it physically. And it's also emotionally hard, like all the things they talk about. So I'm not very far into it, but I'm really enjoying it and definitely learning a lot. So I will probably be reading it well past Black History Month, but it is something that I'm glad to be reading. It's really eye-opening. And I don't think I've read a tradition, like a slave book, in a really long time. So like, I don't think I've thought about slavery really since like high school history. I mean, I've thought about it, but I haven't educated myself on it. So,
yeah, like a historic. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like I haven't read a historical text about slavery since probably high school history. Yeah.
I have, because one of my minor in social services, it was sociology, and then I switched to social services, which is basically just social work. But we talked about quite at length, like industrial slavery and like new age slavery, and I think I've talked about that a little bit on the podcast before about the new Jim Crow, and and I did like a whole thesis paper. Oh god, it was long and miserable, but it was good. It was very impactful. But yeah, that was the last time I think I actively like read text about learned about slavery or like other things involving that.
I think I've learned that history is not something that I enjoy reading. I would say
it's hard.
Like I think we talked about it before, but I like got a book about Boston when I was in Boston, and it was just like, it was fun for a while, but then I got kind of tired of it. And this one, I'm not getting tired of it, but there's just a lot of material, and it kind of feels like homework a little bit. So but it's important. It's important to go through it and do it. So, I'll probably end up actually buying it. I checked this book out of the library, so I'll probably end up buying it so I can just read it whenever I want to, and not just, be forced to speed read through it and not absorb the material. So,
yeah. I feel like historical books or like, history books would be like the one book type form of media that I would listen to an audiobook for.
I wanted this to be an audiobook, but it's published, I think, by the university that I work at.
Gotcha.
And I don't think it's like a big enough publisher to have an audiobook for it. Like, I don't even think they have an ebook. I'm reading the physical copy. So,
that's,
I know
that sounds like
tough.
dry.
And the text is tiny too. Like the text is so small. I hate it. And the margins are nice and big. Like you could actually annotate in the margins, which I might like. If I buy this book, I might actually do that. But yeah, so because I would definitely listen to this if I could, but yeah, I can't. Yeah. So, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. But I agree. I like to listen to history. I like to listen to nonfiction, actually. It's just an easier way to absorb the information.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I like history movies and like documentaries. Exactly. Yeah, they're much more digestible.
Yeah, I agree with you. Cool. Should we jump into beekeeping?
Yeah.
Hailey, you have some pretty important beekeeping to talk about, so I think you should go first.
I do. Word on the grapevine is that Amazon, which, you know, as we know, and we've figured out, I feel like in fairly recent history, when we stop buying things and supporting things, they start to listen. So maybe we can change it. But so far, word around the street is that Amazon has decided through Kindle that if you purchase a book on Kindle, that you cannot, like, download it onto other, like, media. Like, you cannot, like, grab, like, it's not yours, you know? Like, kind of similar, I'm gonna use, like, an example, like, if they were to say, oh, yeah, you can, purchase a movie off of, like, Xbox, but you don't, like, own it, so you can't, like, watch it on your laptop. You have to only watch it on your TV. Like, that's kind of how I understood, kind of what's happening with the, Amazon Kindle thing. So, I guess, which is really fucked, because I guess what people do, I don't do it, because I'm fairly new to the whole Kindleverse, but people, and it's your book, right? Like, you're paying for the book, but people will, like, buy the book on their Kindle and then, like, download it onto, like, their laptop so that they have it, or download it and, like, print it so they have, like, the book in print. I don't know the legality of any of that, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's basically like you don't really own the media anymore, because, like, if Amazon, the way that I see it anyways, is like if Amazon on Kindle were to be like, these books are banned now, you can't have them, then they just, like, pull them off your Kindle, then, like, you don't have, like, the form, like, you don't own it, like, it goes away. So I guess what people are doing is we're kind of getting away from Kindle if we can. I know it's really hard when, like, you know, if that's what you spent money on before. I mean, we all kind of knew that Amazon was shitty anyways, but, like, if you already spent the money on Amazon and you have a Kindle, then, like, you know, use it. But I guess people are moving to, like, Kobo and Nookbook and one other one, but I can't remember what it was. And, like, iBooks and, like, you know, just, but as we know, it's kind of hard when some digital book media platforms, like, you don't have as big of a library, I guess. And Amazon's library is pretty fucking big, so. Yeah.
It's a struggle for a lot of, like, the things you just said, and it's frustrating because Amazon's also really good about pushing indie authors. Like, I think there's a lot of great indie authors that are on Amazon exclusive content, either their ebooks or their audiobooks or whatever. And that's great. I don't think Audible pays those people very well, so that's a problem, but it's great that they get that exposure. And you know, a lot of people become Audible specific famous and get a lot of publishing, so it sucks for them. But this is not something that Amazon is a stranger to, because they also did this with their audiobooks not that long ago, where I don't think you could download them anyways, but there was a time when you wouldn't necessarily get to keep your books even after you bought them. Like, they would go away after a period of time. And I think they got sued and lost, if I remember right, and had to change it so that your book stayed on no matter what you did. So I hope something happens in this way so that people can keep using their Kindles, because it's hard I don't think Amazon's going to go away in the book world by any means. So it's hard for that. And yeah, it sucks because we're being forced basically to use Kindle for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And even the alternatives, like I have a Kobo and I do like my Kobo, but it has some problems too. And it's owned by Rakuten, which is owned by Walmart. So like, how much better is it? You know, like, yeah, it's not Amazon, but Walmart's not good either. So
yeah, dang.
You know, and it didn't used to be owned, but then it got, you know, bought out, and that's what happens is something small gets bought by something big, and that something big is usually pretty bad in a lot of ways. So
capitalism.
It's just unfortunate. Yeah. Even books, like physical books, most of them come from the big 5 publishing groups, and the big 5 publishing groups are trying to weed out all the indie publishers. So like, no matter what you do, there's shit, and it's not our fault. Like as the reader, it's not our fault that we're just trying to read good books, and everybody's trying to get rich apparently, except for us.
I know. We're just out here.
Yep. Cut to us in 20 years when we have a podcast empire and we're, you know, ruining other podcasts by buying them out.
We own the podcast. Oh my God.
That's definitely not going to happen, but
that'd be so crazy.
It would be crazy. I'd like to think we would keep our like morality in check.
We'd stay humble.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Well, I am sad that this is happening because
me too.
I don't like Amazon at all, but I know that people love their Kindles, and you know they should be able to continue them. You know.
Yeah, I love my Kindle, and honestly, like, funnily enough, though, I've seen some people. They've divulged how many books you have to read in order to start making like Amazon lose money for the Kindle Unlimited. It's not many, but you know, because you like pay your monthly subscription, but like if you read so many books in that monthly subscription at a certain like book price, then you're essentially like costing them money, because you're consuming outside of the realm of what you're paying for.
Interesting.
But, yeah, it was like a whole funnily enough, it was a whole TikTok video about a gal that she broke down like how many books she was reading and all sorts of stuff. I didn't save it because I'm a dumbass, but it was good. It was good information.
Yeah. It's like when you go to a buffet, you know, you got to think about how much food you got to eat to make it worth your while.
Exactly. We're just eating from a book buffet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love it.
Hell yeah.
Maybe we can find that video and talk about it next week if it comes back around.
I'll try to find it. I'll go searching through the ethers of TikTok. Ugh.
Yeah. Ugh, good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
That's hard.
It is hard.
So I have a little bit of beekeeping too, and this is good news, so you all can be happy about this. There are more anti-book bans that are happening all across the United States, so we're happy to see this. We talked about some anti-book ban initiatives a couple weeks ago, but these are actually state laws that are being implemented.
Let's go.
I should say being introduced, not implemented, because they haven't been approved fully yet. And this is from a Bookright article that I will share in the show notes like I always do. Thank you, Bookright, for always being amazing and giving us basically content to talk about and keeping us all apprised. We love it. There are quite a few states that are doing book bans, or sorry, anti-book bans. It's such a weird like way to phrase that, but Arkansas has a anti-book ban that is mirroring Illinois, which would ban all banning of books in public libraries statewide, which is great. So hopefully that is going to go through. Colorado has a bill. Connecticut has a bill. Massachusetts has a couple bills. Oh, they're the same bill. They're just introduced separately. Okay. New Mexico has a bill. New York has a bill. Michigan, New Hampshire, Oregon, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, and that's it, I think. There's a lot that are being introduced, which is good. And they're all kind of different. Some of them are specific to not being able to ban books that have to do with LGBTQ topics. Some are like complete not being able to ban books at all. Some are a little bit different. So any anti-book ban is a good bill, I would say. And so if you happen to live in any of the states I just mentioned, please go on to this Book Riot page and find the bill number and contact your representative that's in your state and ask them to support these bills.
Yeah.
Because we need them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them you'll vote for them again.
Yeah, tell them you will. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it. I'll cut this out. I was going to say, tell them you're going to burn their house down if you don't. This bill.
Yeah, don't threaten them. Or bribe them. That's also illegal.
Don't bribe them. Unless you're really rich, then you can bribe them. That's apparently okay. But
yeah.
AKA Elon Musk.
Yeah. Just
so. Yeah, go vote for those bills. Go tell your senators and representatives to vote for those bills because they are important, and we're here to support it.
Yep.
Yay. Thank you, Book Riot.
Hell yeah. Yeah, shout out to Book Riot. You're just giving us all the news.
I know. They're my favorite associated book podcast.
I didn't know they existed until our podcast. And then I was like, oh shit, this is like a really nifty little website.
I learned from reading glasses, actually.
Oh, shit.
They talked about it.
And
they have like daily book deals and stuff like that. So like they have a lot of good stuff. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Should we jump into today's topic?
Yeah.
All right. So in honor of Black History Month, which is, as this recording is published, it'll be the last week of Black History Month, we wanted to uplift some of our favorite Black Booktokers that we are all following. So we both have 4. Both of these all of these are Booktokers that we love to see their content of, and we're just excited to talk about them.
Hell yeah.
And we're just glad that Booktok is like around still.
Yeah, honestly, same.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like got off it for a hot minute and it was like disappeared from my feed. And then, funnily enough, when we started talking about it again on the podcast, I think my phone was hearing me because I definitely got served like 2 or 3 videos and I was like, oh shit, am I back on Booktok?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're listening.
Well, when I was also off it for a little while, and what I noticed was when I started looking at Onyx Storm stuff, when Onyx Storm was coming out, that's when I kind of jumped back into Booktok. But it wasn't the same. Like, I don't know if you remember the Fourth Wing hype on Booktok, but it was like all over the place. You couldn't scroll like 2 posts without getting like an almost spoiler. But lately, I feel like I haven't seen anything about spoilers. It's just a lot of, and all the people that I'm talking about today really do like large book reviews where they talk about like 8 or 10 books at a time. And it's kind of fun because it's really interesting to see just all the stuff they're reading, or they're recapping for the whole month or whatever. They're looking at book hauls, which is, it's kind of nice. It's better than just talking about one book.
Yeah. Mine are also like that, where they're more book haul esque, and they like go over multiple books and not just like 1 or 2 at a time, which I enjoy, and you know, it's refreshing because then I just go add a shit ton of books to my TBR.
Yeah, I love that. Very satisfying. Yeah. All right, Hailey, do you want to start with your first Booktoker?
Yeah. So my first Booktoker, I've been following for a hot minute. I just want to go before I read off their name and stuff. I just want to make sure that I'm not make sure that I'm getting my pronouns right. There we go. And I guess it's fine because it's in their what's that called? Handle? There we go.
Yeah.
God, that made me feel like I was 40. Their TikTok handle is at she bereadinthembooks, all one word, which I love. I love that.
That's so
like,
cute.
Listen, if there's something about like Booktok or like Bookstagram people, they really know how to do a freaking like handle a social media handle. They really do. They're just so freaking creative, and I love them. But this Booktalker is She Be Reading Them Books.
I love that so much.
Yeah, I know, right? And listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing. All my Booktalkers, y'all have like the coolest freaking, like, I'm so jealous of your like, not libraries, but like your bookshelves. Libraries.
Oh, I know.
Your little personal
like,
libraries.
Their backdrop of their books is always so on par.
I'm like, damn, like 100%. where did y'all like find the
100%.
time to put all your books in the shelf, first of all, and then second of all, can I have some of the books? Yeah. But she has like a crap ton of books, and she does a lot of like, she does unboxing, she does book hauls, she talks about book tropes, she does she's an AAPI Asian American Pacific Islander, I think is what that stands for. Heritage Month video TikTok. I feel like I'm fucking aging myself so hard right now. But yeah, I really like her vibes, and I'm low-key jelly of her bookshelves. And if you want someone who does book hauls and other stuff, then yeah, go give her a follow, and I don't know, fucking get some book recommendations, I guess. Like, you know. Hell yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I think that's great. I have not followed her before, but her handle makes me just so happy that I just have to follow her. So I'm definitely going to.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. What's your first person?
My first person is, her name is, it's KK with the with the handle, where is my library card? Which I also like the handle because I love library cards.
I love that.
She is so funny. I think she's relatively new to Booktok, at least. I'm actually just looking at her page. She has quite a bit of videos, actually, so maybe she's been around for a while. But the videos that really made me get to know her was, she does book recommendations where she takes a stack of books and she tells you how she liked them based off her smile. So she will take a stack of 8 or 10 books. She will have, different smile scales, and some of them are like she's just pounding on the thing, so happy, and another one she's like shaking her head vigorously, absolutely not. So it's a really fun way to talk about books without actually talking about books, because she doesn't talk at all during these. She just does the smile or no smile, and I think it's really cute. I think it's really fun. She is really funny, and I just love her content. So I would check her out. Again, she's going to be at Where Is My Library Card? And yeah, she's really good. She's really good.
I love her handle. That's amazing. And I'm going to go follow.
She reads a lot of interesting books too. I would say she's into the more, I feel like I see more mystery, like thriller. She has some fantasy stuff too, but gotcha. I think she's kind of a mystery thriller person. So, which is fun because that's not really my forte per se, but yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. What is your second one, Hailey?
So my second one is one that I've been following this gal for probably, if not a year, a little over a year now, maybe even 2 years. Because I think I found her when I was really getting into, so yeah, maybe it's now been like over 2 years. I found her when I was still in Illinois, and when I started reading ACOTAR. So it's been a hot minute. And at least I think, I don't know, I'm bad with time, you guys. Like, don't ever quote me on my timeline, because
time is wild.
My memory is not that great, and I'm very bad at, like, when I start, like, doing something. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, could be a month, could be a year. I don't know.
Could be 30.
Could be 2 years, could be 3 years, because time is but a blur. But anyways, so this this TikToker, her name is edenvictorria. What's funny is her... Oh, okay, so she has, like, an Instagram and stuff, but she is coming out with a book. Like, recently I saw, her doing, what's the word? Not PR, but, you know, like, getting it out into the world.
Social media?
Like, yes, thank you. But, like, you know, like when you push your shit out into the world. What is that called?
Promoting?
Yes, thank you. Promoting. Sorry, my brain.
It's okay. I felt like I wasn't getting there either, so I feel good. It's kind of late. It's late for me. It's not super late for Hailey.
It's the end of the week, okay? I've had a really long week. It's Friday. I'm tired.
It's Friday. Yeah, that's true.
My brain turns off at 2 p.m. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But anyways, so I've been following her for a really long time. She, like, if I had to choose, like, a word for her, like, aesthetic of her, like, TikTok, it would be, like, very polished. She's very put together. I love, like, very, she gives, like, rich librarian. Like, that's her vibes. Like upper Manhattan, like, has her life together, rich, like, very well spoken, unlike myself, who can't form a sentence. She does book reviews. I actually, because TikTok is evil sometimes, when I follow someone, like, for a hot minute, they'll just disappear. Like, I'll just never see them again. And then all of a sudden they'll come back. And I hadn't seen her in a really long time on my feed. And then all of a sudden she came back and she has a book. She's fucking writing a book. And I'm like, when the fuck did this happen? So yeah, I love her book reviews. I love, how articulate she is. Yeah. And her book, because I want to, you know, like, help, like, spread the word that she's coming out with a book. It is I think I read that it wasn't a YA, which I'm not the, like, most into, but it sounds good. But it's called Close Protection, and it comes out March 13th of this year. So it's coming up. Yeah, it's coming up. Just saying.
Congrats to her.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And let me go find what her book is, like, a little description, so I can get it right. And not sound like a total dumbass, even though I probably already do sound like a total dumbass. Okay, let me see. The thrilling fake dating bodyguard romance YA debut from the original Booktok content creator of the year. Oh, she was a content creator of the year. Congrats.
That's awesome. That's
so cool. Being the heiress of Greenway Discoveries, Daphne Green has always lived a life of privilege, but when there is a break-in at her father's office, he enlists the service of Milos Petrov. Okay.
Oh.
To guard her as a precaution. Just a precaution. Assertive and straight-talking Milos takes his job, keep them safe, and walk away. Huh? Sorry, that was a weird sentence. Assertive and straight-talking Milos takes his job, keep them safe, and walk away. Okay.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, I need to talk to Goodreads and whoever's writing these descriptions. Because sometimes when I'm reading them out loud, I'm like, you did not make sense.
Yeah. That's true.
But anyways, but when he's tasked with posing as a close protection officer for Daphne, walking away starts to feel impossible. And when the threat against her life becomes very real, Milos vows to do whatever it takes to keep her safe. The perfect read for fans of Anna Huang, Jessa Hastings, and Lauren Asher.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, you like Anna Huang.
I
Anna
do.
Huang. Yeah.
I do like Anna Huang, so let's go.
Too. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sounds right up your alley.
But yeah, so that's the other Booktok, Booktoker that I really like. And if you don't follow her, go follow her.
I don't follow her, so I'm going to.
Do it.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, I don't think I follow any of yours. I don't think we have any overlap with our...
No, I haven't heard any of yours either.
Yeah, that's cool. It means we'll learn 4 new ones for each of us.
Yeah, we're spreading the love. Let's go.
Yeah, love it.
Hell yeah. Give us your next one.
Yeah. My next one, his name is Jay, and his handle is @literary_corner. He's actually a newer one that I've identified, or that I've come across recently too. I would say in the last, maybe like last October-ish is when I found him. And what I really like about his videos is he does massive recaps, massive book hauls, and really, really fast reviews of big piles. So he's just talking about a lot of books all the time. He really reads a lot.
I was gonna say, dang.
I'm kind of impressed. I think, for all these TBR books, he's got at least 6 to 8 of them, if not 10, every month. So that's quite a bit that he's got going on. But his book interests align almost perfectly with me. So if he's talking about a book and he likes it, I know for a fact I'm going to like it.
Hell yeah.
He reads literally the same books. He loves R.F. Kuang. He's really into fantasy. He's really into sci-fi. And he does romance as well. So he read the Abby Jimenez books that I read. Well, I don't think I read both of the ones that he did. I read Just for the Summer, and he also read that. He's also read quite a bit of fantasy, quite a bit of sci-fi. And when he likes the book, I know I'm going to like it. And that's really helpful for me because I know what books to read, because somebody's already telling me that it is aligned with my interest, what I should read. So he's really up there for me. He has a beautiful background too. He has this really nice black bookshelf with like probably half of his books faced so you can see the cover of it, which I always love.
That's cool.
He's got this lamp that's really pretty, and he's usually got like a candle going on the bookshelf too, which I think is really nice. So it's just really nice, aesthetically clean videos. He's really good about summarizing books and giving you the content and how you know you're going to like it. And I've just really enjoyed his books or his content, and I really like watching his videos when they end up on my page. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's weird because I don't usually, when I like somebody, like when I follow them, I don't usually end up seeing their videos as much anymore, which you mentioned, but it's really frustrating. It's
like the most frustrating because you're like, I want, and even on like your FYP, right? Because like you have like your regular feed and then you have like the people that you follow.
Yeah.
Even like if I follow someone, I mean, I follow a shit ton of people, but like I'll follow someone and then I expect to see them like more on my, on my feed, on my followers like feed. And they'll just go away. They'll just be gone.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, where the fuck did they go? And then I have to like go into my followers, go find them, and then like go watch some of their like videos to get them back onto like my FYP. Or and I'm like, what the fuck, TikTok? Like, fix your shit.
Yeah. No, it's true. I'm actually really bad about just going over to the followers tab. I am always on FYP and I never go to followers. So I should probably do that more often. But if I follow somebody, it's specifically so that I can try to find their videos later.
Same.
But I usually won't follow them if I really like their content, because then I'll see it more often.
Yeah. It's totally a thing.
It's really frustrating. Yeah.
There's a gal, and she's pretty popular. She's like she has a pretty big following. And I like specifically do not follow her just so I can see her stuff on my feed because she had one of those like accounts and they got banned, and then she like had to make a new one, or she was like, go follow this one if you're not seeing like my feed anymore. So I followed that one. When she made her new one, I was like, I'm not following that one because you fucking just disappeared. Like, poof, off my freaking For You page, which sucks because like I know that they like their following matters. That's how you get like PR, and that's how you get like book deals and all that other bullshit. But it's frustrating on TikTok because if you're not following them, you're more likely to see them on your feed. But you also want to follow them because you want to support them.
It's frustrating. It's really frustrating.
Dumb.
It is. I agree completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about your next book talker?
Yeah. My next book talker is her @ is Booksandbanter, all one word. And her name's
Another
Lindsay.
Name.
Yeah, I know, and I love the name Lindsay too. I know lots of Lindsays. I feel like that's like a popular name. And they're always nice people. But sorry, I'm so sniffly, but my nose literally will not stop running. Oh god. My allergies have been really bad lately. But anyways, she goes over like romance and fantasy, and she did some like she does also some, what's the word? I don't want to phrase this incorrectly, but like she doesn't like just do like books like hauls, you know. She also talks about like book spaces and that sort of thing. I love her aesthetic, and she has also a shelf to be jealous of. But yeah, and I just really love her books, and I like her personality and her page, and yeah, if you want to go follow, definitely go give her a follow and go check her out. So yeah,
I love the aesthetic videos almost as much as I do the recommendation videos. So
right, I know, and I love when they do like
just like the aesthetic of their page, you know.
Yeah, and I love when they do like more. I feel like the type of like book talk content that I get is less people talking and more people like doing like writing on the video, and then they like talk about it or whatever, which helps me a lot too, because I like to pause and then like read stuff, but yeah, good stuff.
Makes
good
sense.
Stuff.
Makes sense. Yeah, cool. So my next one is, his name's Nico, and his handle is @overgrindnico. I don't know what that means, but very creative name. He's another person that I look at for recommendations. He reads a lot of the same stuff I do, and I really enjoy his content. He leans a little bit more into the sci-fi horror stuff. So I've seen he does a lot of like Stephen King reads and dystopian sci-fi, but he also has a really pretty collection of sprayed edge books, like a lot of them, I would say.
Hell yeah.
And I really, really enjoy looking at his stuff. And I want to say he's in the UK. I was actually trying to look. I feel like he might be in the UK, but I can't confirm that, so please forgive me if I'm wrong. But I really like his books. His content's really good. I just enjoy hearing what he has to say and seeing all of the books that he buys. He buys a lot of books, and he buys the pretty ones with the sprayed edges, so they're really fun. And his reviews of Stephen King books have actually been good for me, because I am a big Stephen King fan, but I haven't read books from Stephen King in a long time, so I feel like with his reviews, I can kind of remind myself about those books and think about them and enjoy them still without actually going back and rereading them, because it's a little bit daunting to think about going back to reread those books. So it's nice to talk with somebody who's read them and kind of reminisce about the books. So I really, really enjoy his content in that regard.
I love that.
Yeah, love it. Man.
I also love like the fact that both of us like we're very different readers, and it's so funny. I mean, it makes sense because it's an algorithm, but like it's so funny to me that like both of us, even our like book talks are of our own tastes, like they're reflective upon like, you know, like our algorithms just know us that well.
Yes,
you know, but that's so funny to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. I think you're on your last one, right?
Yeah, I'm on my last
let's
person.
Do it.
So my next person, make sure that I try to pronounce it correctly. But it's Azriana. It's either Azriana or it's Azriana, but it's AHNUH in the last part, so I'm gonna say that as Anna. But her handle is Azrianareads, all one word, and her first name is Azriana. If you want to check her out. But she also has, and I don't know if maybe like it's up to date or not, but on her like profile page, she has how many books she has read out of her like goal for the year, I'm assuming.
Oh, cool.
And she's at 15 out of 150, so like
wow.
let's go reader, like dang. That's like what, 7 books and 8 books the next.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
That's quite a bit. Yeah.
But yeah, and she I just recently found her page, probably within the last month or so ish. But yeah, and I saw her Kindle, or her e-reader. I don't know if it was a Kindle or not, but and it was like all stickered out like mine. And I thought it was so cool, and I was like, oh, I love that. I know. But yeah, so I would definitely would recommend going and following her. I really like her vibes. Honestly, like that's just, I was like, I just like her vibes. Like that was why I followed her.
Same. I do that for the
same
reason.
I was like, I like her vibes. She has good videos. I don't know, because sometimes like, even though like someone will be doing like a book haul, or they'll talk about like a genre or whatever, or a new book like Onyx Storm or something. Like some people do it and you're like, eh, but some people do it and you're like, yep, I like that. Yep. I'm gonna follow. Yep.
100%.
So yeah, that was she does all sorts of book content. Sorry, I'm gonna try to look at some of her stuff. So she does a book haul. One of her videos is book hauls of Black authors. So she, does a bunch of like different books, and that was, which like because they're Black authors being read by Black or African American individuals, but that was pretty common in all of the Booktokers that I follow, except for edenvictorria, but she's more like romance stuff and that sort of thing, and I think she does probably also do that, but this were much more recent, I guess, in the other. Sorry. Oh my god.
We're feeling it. I'm
so
cooked.
Sorry, you guys. I'm so tired. I try not to like be tired when we're recording, but it's catching up with me.
Yep. Totally.
But yeah, so I really liked her stuff, and
that's awesome.
Definitely give her a follow if you want to, if you can. Go support Black content creators, I think.
Yep. Great.
Yeah.
Well, I got one more, and his name is Smitty, and his handle is at, it's really nice. His handle is at Vino Poppy 23. Really funny. He's actually a really funny guy. I love his videos. He is just super funny. And he is a really great reviewer for me as well, because his book's also really closely aligned to me. So what I love about his ratings is when he talks about a book that he really enjoys, he gives it a 6 out of 5 stars. And every time I've read one of those books, I've also really loved it. So if I just scroll through his page and he'll say like 6 out of 5 on it, I know immediately, okay, I need to go read that book because I'm going to enjoy it. He's also in the sci-fi horror, fantasy area, and he also has a pretty prominent Booktube page. I think he's been around for a while. I want to say he's been around before TikTok, maybe. because he's been to quite a few things. He actually went to the Bridgerton like Netflix premiere.
Oh my god, I love that.
So he might even be in like the like TV movie world. And he has a book club called Reading with Smitty. So if you go onto his TikTok page and his link tree, you can see that. And it's on Fable, which I don't know if you've heard about Fable, Hailey, but it's like I haven't used it. Like this is actually my first time on it. But it's kind of like a place where you can talk about books or even TV shows with people, and people do book clubs on it. So
that's so cool.
It's not something that I know a lot about, so maybe we should like dive into it and do like an episode on it or something. But you can join his book club. I tried to see what book they were reading, and I think I have to make an account before I can see it, so I'm not able to see what book they're doing right now.
Gotcha.
But it's really good. Yeah, I would recommend his books, especially if you're like a Cody reader, I guess. I think he is going to give you books that you're going to like. And I've really enjoyed his videos. So
hell yeah.
He also has a big prominent Black like sci-fi fantasy author recommendation too. So
I think one of the people, and I don't know if it was one of the people that I listed just now or if it was one of the people that I follow that I didn't list, that they popped up on my feed and they were doing sci-fi stuff, and I was like recognizing, the only reason why I recognized that it was sci-fi stuff was because it was like a couple of books that we have talked about, like on that you've talked about on the podcast, and I was like, oh shit. But I didn't
and you
like save it.
Yeah. I know, I never save videos either, that's the other thing. Well, you sent me, I was actually going to talk about this creator before and I forgot. You sent me a TikTok of, her name's Dr. Brianna Whiteside, and she did her PhD dissertation, or her research at least, on Octavia Butler, who I love. I love Octavia Butler's books. And she went through how like all of the books are connected and kind of what they meant for Octavia Butler. And it was really well done. It was very academic and a lot of things that I had not put together. So I really liked her videos, and I would definitely listen to her content more often. I actually haven't gone to her physical page. I've only seen that one video, but it was really impressive, and I was just super amazed by the work she put into it. So, her name is Dr. Brianna Whiteside. I will post her handle as well as all the other ones we just mentioned so that you don't have to remember them. But, really good.
Yeah, I totally forgot that I had even sent that to you. It was so funny because it was like right after we had gotten done talking about something to do with Booktok.
I think we had talked about Octavia Butler like that day.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, and I was like, it freaking popped up on my feed and I was like, holy shit, we were just talking about this. And I want to say I followed her, the content creator, not Octavia Butler. But because I was like, holy shit, like this is such a, I didn't even realize that Octavia Butler had like even more books. I mean, makes sense, but like I just, because the only one that I'd ever heard of anyways was the one that we're all talking about now.
Parable of the Sower.
Yes, thank you. That was like the one that I had known, the
fires and everything. And she talks like that's why she did the video, was because in Parable of the Sower, Octavia Butler talks about like a near future climate change world, and it's very accurate to what we're seeing now with the fires in California that are happening all the time, and the political uprising. All that stuff are things that Octavia Butler kind of foreshadowed in her work. And for those who don't know, Octavia Butler has passed. I believe she passed back in like 2006, so she didn't get to see her stuff come to fruition as unfortunately as it has. But yeah, she's such an amazing author. I love her work. The Dawn trilogy. I think it's actually called Lilith's Brood, but I always call it the Dawn trilogy because that's the first book. Is one of my favorite trilogies. I think about it really often. In fact, I kind of want to go back and reread it because I feel like those books played a big part in my thinking of humanity. So yeah, really great book. And the TikTok creator did a fantastic job of summarizing and linking the stories together. It was really good. I'd recommend it.
Yeah, it's definitely like a little bit more of like a lengthier video for sure.
Yeah, it is
but
long.
But I definitely like it's worth it because she really does a good job of articulating the books and the just she even talks about, I think she even talked about one of the books that like she had like a special edition or something, or she had like, I don't remember.
Yes, she had one that's out of print now.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
And that's part of a series I haven't read yet. I think it's called The Wild Seed. Mm-hmm. Wild Seed, yeah. And I haven't read those yet, so I need to read those.
Yeah, after also sending it to you, because I was like, oh my god, I need to send it to him right now. But I was like, holy shit, like I kind of want to read those because I know it's gonna be really hard though. It'll be hard. I already know, but I feel like it's important to read them. They seem like they're, especially in today's climate, really important books to consume. So
I think you should. Yeah, I think you should try Parable of the Sower.
Yeah,
the Dawn trilogy is way more futuristic sci-fi. Parable of the Sower is more dystopian, like current times, I would say. In fact, I want to say like the time frame for the book is like 2025 maybe.
Yeah,
because she wrote it back in the 90s, something like that. Yeah,
that sounds right.
Yeah,
crazy.
Really crazy. Yeah, so like I said, we will have all these in our show notes, so please don't feel like you need to remember all this. We won't have links to them because it's kind of hard to link TikTok accounts onto like show notes, but if you follow the @, you'll be able to go to it there. And it's Black History Month. We want to support Black authors, Black content creators, and Booktok had a hard time lately with the government, and especially for Black content creators who don't get lifted up by publishers and other people. This is a really important time, so make sure you go and follow these people and give them the support, because we want to make sure that we are helping all these amazing creators do the best they can and to live live their lives and do great work, because they are.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of supporting content creators, Hailey and I are content creators, and if you want to support us, you can give us a review on your podcast listening app, preferably 5-star review if you'd be so kind, on any podcast platform that you're using, including YouTube. You can give us likes on YouTube, I guess, which is where a lot of people listen to us apparently, so thank you for that.
Hell yeah.
We love you, YouTube. And if you want to email us your favorite Black booktubers, or even like I said booktube, I meant to say booktalkers, but like if you have booktubers or bookstagrammers,
book content creators,
book content creators, please feel free to share those with us. Our email is booksandbeastpod@gmail.com. Our Instagram is @booksandthebeastpod.
Yes.
And I want to thank the American Indie for the use of their song Rendezvous. It's the intro and outro to a podcast. It's great. They're great. And thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Well, with that, we hope you enjoyed this literary journey as much as we did. If you're buzzing with excitement, don't forget to subscribe, email us, and leave a high 5-word review on your podcast listening app. Until next time, happy reading, and may your shelves be filled with tales as enchanting as a blooming garden. Keep the buzz alive, and we'll catch you in the next chapter. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.